going into the first of potentially 2 games of our final set for today's tournament. First off, for the Pomelos, we have Victor Stromstrom, Lumberjack Hades, Light Flak, paired with Minotaur on this red judgment, while their ally is the Phi, Quacha Goldfish with the left side Light Carronade, right side Gatling. For their opponents, Fancy, we have the Fancy Hydra, Mercury, Dual Artemis, paired with the Hades and the Gatling for additional piercing. And their ally, the Alien Dragonfly, Dual Gatling Quacha for the Blue Shrike. And already, both teams just rushing straight for center map. Also bringing very similar styles of team composition. We see both the Mobula and Judgment are brought as kind of your long-range heavy artillery ships, with the Goldfish and Shrike, your close-range flankers, Quacha-based. So kind of interesting to see both teams going for effectively the same strategy, but bringing different ships to do so. Ships that fill a similar role. Is it looks like Alien Dragonfly going to be the first to try to get the flank on the opposing sniper, while Phi, it looks like they're, I don't know, not even trying to deal with the Dragonfly. No, they are. They're reversing, getting that Quacha into arc, forcing the Dragonfly showing a lot of respect for the Phi's Quacha, so they're moving away. Fancy Hydra coming in close here, flying over the Judgment. Judgment potentially going to be losing gun arcs here, so we might see our first dual focus from Fancy as Gatling able to take down the armor. Artemis shots coming in. To be clear, I said shots there. As Phi is able to get a stamina Quacha connection onto the Alien Dragonfly. 3 engines down, 2 guns down as well. Fancy Hydra, Gatling focusing the Phi. Switching actually to the Victor Stromstrom as Stromstrom loses their armor. Artemis shots coming in a little too late, but they are doing a good job keeping the Red Judgment's guns disabled. As the Alien Dragonfly at the top of the map loses their armor, burning out their balloon with the hydrogens to try to drop out of the Goldfish's gun arcs. Or potentially just losing it to the Incendiary Carronade. I'm not sure whether or not it was intentional, but it's forced the Fancy Hydra to engage the Phi. You see, utilizing the Gatling gun to keep the Quacha on the Phi disabled, so that's good, but they get the armor break, and now Judgment has moved up to contest them, but Alien Dragonfly, Quacha connection on the Judgment, trying to keep this 1v1 alive between the Fancy Hydra and the Phi. They're very confident in their Gatling's ability to keep the Quacha disabled, but Phi moves forward, gets an armor break with the front of their ship onto the Fancy Hydra, as Victor Stromstrom is able to squeak out a few lumberjack shots. Goldfish flies over, Fancy Hydra switching focus to the Stromstrom. Blue team wants the dual focus, but red gets it instead, with the Phi side Gatling combined with the explosive damage of the Victor Stromstrom killing the Blue Mobula. And now Stromstrom, they just need to get their armor back up to survive the next volley from the Alien Dragonfly. And this should be a second point for red. Quacha coming out, taking down the armor, just barely able to get the kill, tying up the score. And now Alien Dragonfly, the 2 fast ships left alive, both slightly damaged here. We'll see. Looks like Alien Dragonfly going to try to moonshine away. They don't necessarily want to take this 1v1 fight as the Fancy Hydra spawns back in. Fancy Hydra does have Mercury, so shots will be raining in very quickly. But Phi is very close to a red team spawn point, so it looks like Alien Dragonfly just afraid that they were going to get that the Pomelos were going to get the better dual focus with their long-range support ship spawning in a little bit more, a little bit closer than the Mobula did. As you see, Stromstrom does spawn back in, spotted immediately. Both the snipers currently focusing each other. As the alien dragonfly in the Phi, both waiting for the moment to just rush in and pick a target. Looks like Dragonfly going to be the first to go. Zoom, zoom. Target is the Victor Strom. Phi chasing them. Two Watcher barrages come out. Dragonfly unable to get any disables, but Phi with a good connection on the Shrike, taking down 2 guns. Now Incendiary Light Carronade hitting Dragonfly's balloon. But the Phi's Watcher goes down. a lot of fancy flying from the alien Dragonfly. As you see, Fancy Hydra loses their balloon. Dragonfly losing their balloon as well, going for a ram. Seems like maybe trying to run past the Phi to target the Victor Strom. Although their main engine was down, so they weren't able to reposition as quickly as they would have liked. Now, Fancy Hydra is hurting a lot. Both the Fancy Hydra and the Alien Dragonfly seem to be getting the bad ends of their respective duels. Fancy Hydra, though, much more heavily damaged as the Hades shots rain in. Armor is down. Oh, Lumberjack down. Light Flax. Artemis able to finish them off. And this might be it for the Alien Dragonfly as well. All components disabled, armor down, big Minotaur hits as well. I think Phi in the way of the explosive damage for a moment, but I really don't think these guys are going to be able to escape. And that's a 3rd point on the board for the Pomelos. Very strong start. I think Lumberjack just proving too much really for Fancy to deal with. Unless they're keeping the Lumberjack disabled 100% of the time, the balloon disable capabilities will eventually just give the Pomelos the advantage. It's kind of a situation where Lumberjack is in long drawn-out engagements. Balloon popping weapons are very strong because altitude takes a much longer time to regain than destroyed components do. Two people repairing a heavy weapon only takes a couple seconds, but a balloon, you go to the bottom of the map, get your balloon popped, that can take you completely out of the fight for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and that's enough to win an engagement. But the balloon damage stacks up over time, and it takes time also for the ships to kind of drift to the bottom of the map. So the way I generally see it is, if a ship has a heavy carronade or has a Lumberjack, the longer the fight goes, the more the fight goes in favor to those balloon poppers. So I think Fancy are definitely looking for fast kills if they can get them. And so far they really have not been able to. Phi has been doing a good job protecting the Judgment. And here we go, Phi close range on the Fancy Hydra. But Fancy Hydra potentially dual focus here. If Phi gets their Watcha in arc, that could be big damage. Alien Dragonfly moving in. Fancy Hydra going for a ram, halting them in place so the Watcha can connect. But Phi hydrogening up, keeping themselves alive. So a lot of the Dragonfly's Watcha does miss. Good dodge from the Red Goldfish, but they are still very low. 3rd stage of damage. So next armor break on the Red Goldfish definitely could be death. And I think Fancy Hydra looks like they've got their eye. Well, Gatling hitting Victor Strom first. Light Flax coming out. That's bad damage for blue team. Fancy Hydra kill percentage here as Phi bumps the Alien Dragonfly down. And oh, Alien Dragonfly, what are you doing? What even pinball mode? What even happened there? They got bumped down from the Phi, tried to use hydrogen stamina to counter, flew up into the bottom of the Victor Strom and immediately died. Oh no. Oh, and this is a rough spot. Victor Stromstorms were gaining their altitude, and as soon as the Stromstorm's guns engage on the Mobula, that's going to be it for blue. Red's on match point. Next light flat connection will finish them off. And that means the Pomelos are your SCS number 209 champions. Very strong performance in this final game. And congratulations to you guys. Better luck next time to the Fancy Fancy as well as Lucky Lepidoptera Leviathan.